You can't survive without water. So, and they may have shown you all the fancy new water purification systems. Here you're going to get the basic survival. I can put together a survival kit for less than $30. That'll get you 72 hours out in trouble. Reason being is our government, our military personnel, they're not given big fancy equipment to use out in the field. They're given a canteen and a water purification tablets. That's about it. You know, they don't get to go set up a, you know, they don't have the time or the space in their packs. So your basic thing you want to remember is, like I said, you can put together a very small kit. I'm sure most of you are getting ready to drive pretty soon, or if you're not already, something to keep in your car. Just a little pack of the basic essentials if you would get in an accident. You know, go down in a ravine or something on a slick, icy road where somebody's not going to be able to see you. There's a few really simple things to have with you. Like I said, if you don't have one of the fancy systems, water purification tablets are very inexpensive, and they're worth their weight in gold. Let's put it that way. These are some of the things, you know, and then there's the life straws. Life straws are also awesome to have, but they're expensive. This right here, you know, this will last you for a long time. You can get anywhere from about $6 to $15 on water purification tablets. You can do a one-part system, two-part system. There's also drops you can use. The biggest thing you want to make sure and have with you is something to put water in. A small canteen. You can do a collapsible canteen, aluminum canteens. There's all kinds of different canteens you can use. Hydration bladders is another one. But like I said, if you want to go simple, get a canteen and a canteen cup. There's, like I said, many different ways to purify your water. That's the simplest. Put a couple tablets in it, run it through a piece of cloth to take out any large impurities, so to speak, and you're set. You have drinking water. If you have to get it from a creek, whatever the case may be. Second thing is, like they said, a way to start a fire. Something very simple. There's magnesium bars. I don't know if they showed you those. Just basic magnesium. Very simple to use. Scrape some off. The other thing is a little waterproof match case. Have a few matches with you. If you don't have a lighter, or lighters run out, but so do matches. But keep a little thing of matches with you. Paracord, another thing. If you should happen to fall into trouble where you need a tourniquet, you need a fishing line, you can take your paracord, pull it apart. We got lots of things in the beauty box. Yeah. You can pull your paracord apart. It can be used as a snare, fishing line, boot laces, belt. You can tie your food up to keep it away from critters. You know, if you got a few pieces of food with you, whether it be emergency bars, something. But it can also be used as a tourniquet if you get hurt. If you don't have a belt on you, or boot laces, it's good to have. It's cheap, it's inexpensive. It's 15 cents a foot, I think. A few foot of paracord can really make a difference if you don't have a fancy tourniquet. Another thing, simple whistle. What can you use the whistle for? Call for help, scare off critters, who knows. This one also has a little compass on the side. Pretty simple. Like I said, all of this stuff takes up very little space in a pack. Your biggest thing is your canteen, really. Canteen and a canteen cup to have with you. There's numerous different kinds of fires, means of fire you can use. This is a little Swiss Dutch oven. These are Esbit tablets that go in a little cook stove so you can boil water if you need to. Other things, light sources. Like I said, these are all cheap, inexpensive, easy to use solar flashlight. Another nice thing to have on you. You can't plug in. Your phone's run out of battery. You're out hiking, or like I said, you get in a car accident and your car's not running, your battery's dead. You can't plug your phones in to call for help. So, flashlights, emergency candles, chem lights, like you get at the fairs. Simple. Have a couple of those. $2.95, two of them. Like I said, very inexpensive. All of this stuff you can, like I said, you can put together a pack for 30 bucks and have it in your cars or in a backpack if you're out hiking. I know this may all sound like you've heard it before, but put it together, tuck it under your seat, have it with you, because unfortunately things do happen. The other things is a flare. The only thing you have to be careful of with something like this is if you're in the forest, you don't want to start the forest on fire. That wouldn't be good either. So, make good judgment calls when you use something of this nature. But a flare will get somebody's attention. A flashlight's going to get somebody's attention. Smoke's going to get someone's attention. Whistle, it's going to get somebody's attention. Like I said, it's about basic survival if you get in trouble. So, as I said, keep some little type of meal with you, or energy bars are the best thing. They're compact, they pack a lot of proteins and nutrients that you need. They're small, they keep forever because they're in a sealed package. They're good for, most of them are good for 10 to 15 years in those sealed packages. So, have something like that in a pack. I am out of energy bars. I'm about out of MREs right now. But, as I said, they'll serve an important purpose someday. The canteen cup. This is what the government gives them. This is what your military personnel use. So, they don't get fancy stuff. They do have water bladders now that they can hook onto their Molly gear. But this was what they used for decades. You go find water, that's it. Poncho's another nice thing to have. Bright color. Not only will it help somebody see you, but you can make a shelter with it. These ponchos here, $5. Cheap, inexpensive, rolls up tight, tuck it in a bag. Of course, we talked a little bit about compasses. This is probably the best way to go. Like I said, inexpensive, will get somebody's attention, also has a little compass on it. I'm sure your wonderful teacher teaches you about north, south, east, west, and the sun and the moon, and what stars to look for, because they play a big part. If you should happen to be out hiking and lose your way, best source of finding help, find water. If you can find water, follow the water. It will lead you to something. It will lead you to a dwelling somewhere. Same thing with if you're out just doing your nature thing, if you're hunting, if you're mushroom hunting, if you're, you know, whatever you guys like to do. Find water, find a fence line. It's another source of getting you back to safety. Railroad tracks. Follow them. They'll lead you somewhere. They will lead you to where people can help you. Most important thing, though, like I said, is water and your safety. Make sure you have a small knife of some sort so you can either cut your paracord, whittle some sticks to start a fire, protection, pepper sprays are another good thing to have. You don't know what you're going to come across. Good people, bad people, animals. Signal mirrors. I don't know if you guys have done signal mirrors at all. Is another thing. If you're in a dense forest where you know you can't really use fire because it's not smart, maybe somebody's not going to see it, try and find an opening in those trees. Use the signal mirror. You guys all have phones. You can learn how to run a signal mirror. It's very simple. You know, very simple. But like I said, these were basic things that were issued to our military personnel. They didn't get elaborate water purification systems. They didn't have fancy cook stoves. You know, they got this. That's what they cooked their meals on, if they didn't eat them cold. Most of them made them cold. You know, you flip this open, they got a little mess kit, put a tablet in there, light it. That's how they would heat their food out in the field. So they didn't, you know, back in the day, they didn't have this kind of stuff. It was pretty rough going for them. But as I've always said, if it was good enough for them, and it's still good enough for them, it's definitely good for us civilians on this side of the fence. So, like I said, make sure you have water, forms of water, and a way to clear that water. Boiling is still probably the most easiest. Not guaranteeing that it's going to not make you sick at some point, because it could. But, you know, when your cities and towns their water goes down, they tell you to boil your water. They don't tell you to run out and get a water purification system. They don't tell you to use water purification tablets. They tell you, boil your water. It's still a very good form of purifying it to the best of your ability in a bad situation. So, but as I said, very simple things. This, Paracord, Canteen cup, some form of light. Like I said, all this other stuff is just kind of extra, because you can get help, and I hope you never find yourself in that situation, because, well, as adults we have. you don't want it. Be proactive.